right, so Caesar's still talking about Gallic religion, in particular the Gallic gods. Note here with huic, this is the dative form of your pronoun, and it's going to refer back to Mars, who is the most recently mentioned of the gods in the passage. If you have both of your sets of readings here together, you'll see that Mars was the most recently mentioned of the gods. All right, so to him, or to this one, cum proelio dimicare constituerunt, the subject of constituerunt here is going to be the Gauls more generally. When they've decided to dimicare in proelio, they devovent ea quae bello caperent. And so here, what you want to do is isolate that as your relative clause, and they do this plerumque for the most part, or very often. Okay, so devovent ea quae bello caperent. Here, this is either conceived of as a light form of indirect discourse, in which case this is a perfect subjunctive, or alternatively, it is sort of an anticipatory future perfect, in which case those things which they will have captured in the war. Okay. Then here, cum superaverunt, they immolant animalia capta, and they conferunt reliquas res in unum locum. Note here the use of in with the accusative to mean into one spot. Right? Then multis incivitatibus, the more natural way to take this for a beginning Latin student would be in multis civitatibus, but hopefully by now you've noted that prepositions will often be placed in between the adjective and the noun that it modifies, as for example in phrases like summa cum laude, with the highest honor. Okay, so multis in civitatibus, or in multis civitatibus. The basic form of your sentence here is going to be multis in civitatibus conspicari licet. Note that conspicari here is a deponent verb from conspicor, conspicare, conspicatus, and it means effectively the same thing as, well, I take that back. It's not effectively the same thing as conspicere, which is more like to catch sight of. Here, conspicor has more of a connotation of taking it all in, to really get a good view of. All right, and then remember, licet here, this verb is impersonal, meaning it is permitted, right, or one may. So it is permitted to conspicare, to look at or to see. Remember that this is one of the ways that you can ask for permission to do something. So, and you'll only see this in the third person singular for the most part. Okay, so licet conspicare. And then here, extructos tumulos are going to be your direct object of conspicare. So conspicare takes these as the direct object. And then harum rerum gives you more modification for the tumulos. All right. So tumulos, harum rerum, in, you want to supply in something like in logis consecratis. Right. And then neque saepe accidit. Remember, accidite venit fit. And words like that are all rough synonyms for it happens, and then you'll often have a subjunctive result clause following that, begun with ut. So accidit, it does not often happen that. Right here in purple, I've highlighted neglecta religione as an ablative absolute clause. So there you have that quispiam, that anyone, neglecta religione. And note that this is a passive infinitive, so make sure that or a passive participle, so make sure that passive sense comes out in the translation. So nor does it happen that anyone with neglecta religione you have these couple of alternatives, that he either auderet dares to occultare capta apud se. Here, this phrase apud se is typically used to mean at home, right? Literally it means among oneself, but this is a loose way of saying at home. All right, so he doesn't. It doesn't often happen that someone auderet either to occultare capta apud se aut posita tollere. Here, capta and posita are both perfect passive participles used as adjectives, which are in turn used substantively as nouns. So capta are those things which have been captured, and posita are those things which have been placed down, generally in temples or storehouses and things like that. And then here you learn that gravissimumque ei re supplicium cum cruciatu constitutum est. Here, The gravissimum supplicium constitutum est forms your basic sentence. And then it is eire for that thing. And then here, cum cruciatu with crucifixion.